Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my channel where we talk about quick and easy, delicious, keto-friendly food. In today's review video, we're going to look at 3 different types of keto-friendly, low-carb tortillas. These are quick and easy, off-the-shelf, ready to eat, perfect for tacos or burritos or wraps. The first one is a low-carb flour tortilla made by La Tortilla Factory. It boasts 45 calories and only 4 grams of net carbs per serving. Next, we have a carb-balanced whole wheat tortilla made by the Mission Company. These are a bit bigger at 70 calories and 3 grams of net carbs per serving. Also from the Mission Company is a protein plant-powered tortilla. Also at 70 calories and 3 grams of net carbs per serving, this also adds 2 grams of protein compared to the whole wheat version. Alright, let's take a look at the first flour tortilla that's low carb. There are 8 per package, and these are about 6 inches in diameter. As most store-bought tortilla packaging, there is a tear-open pouch with a resealable Ziploc type seal to maintain the freshness, and it feels quite soft upon opening it. Folds over nicely. Really feels just like a plain old flour tortilla. If you gave this to me without the packaging, I would not be able to tell the difference, at least from looks, that this is anything different than a regular flour tortilla. We're going to cut this in half so we can toast one side and compare the difference between eating it straight out of the package versus eating it slightly toasted on a pan. Here's the toasted version. It still maintains a relatively soft texture. It browns nicely, doesn't seem to burn any differently than a regular flour tortilla. You can tell that it is slightly smaller once toasted, so it does lose a bit of moisture. And as you tear it, it tears pretty much the same. Soft, foldable, tears just as if it's a regular flour tortilla. So now the taste test. First a piece straight out of the package. It is nice, soft, chewy, just like a regular flour tortilla. The slightly toasted one, very similar. A little bit of the toasty flavor, a little bit less soft, but still maintains that chewy texture. Okay, moving on to the carb-balanced whole wheat tortilla. These are a little bit bigger, probably about 8 inches in diameter, and comes in a package of 8 as well. Same tear-open pouch with a Ziploc seal. And these are actually quite soft as well. They are darker in color, given the whole wheat look, but in terms of texture and foldability, very much similar to the full flour tortilla. We'll cut this in half as well and toast one half to see how it compares. Now that it's toasted, you can definitely see there's a little bit of shrinkage, and it's not as foldable and soft as it was previously. It definitely is a bit more brittle. As you can see, trying to fold it, it starts to crack. There is nice browning, however. And if we tear off a piece, you can almost break it off as opposed to tearing it off. The untoasted version is still quite pliable and requires a more tearing motion to take off a piece. And now the taste test. It's pretty good. It's similar to the chewiness of the flour tortilla. Obviously the taste is a little bit more rustic, I guess, similar to the taste of a whole wheat bread versus a white bread. Not as sweet, but you definitely get more flavor, more of that rustic flavor that you get from a whole wheat product. Now the toasted version, You can definitely hear the crunch. This is now crumbly and crunchy as opposed to soft and chewy. And you can even see probably some of the crumbs that fell on the plate. Much stronger toasty flavor as well. Last but not least, the protein plant-powered tortilla. Been curious to try these as they look quite interesting, and extra protein is always good. Same tear open pouch with a Ziploc seal. These are also about 8 inches in diameter, and there are 8 per package. Overall, they feel very similar to the whole wheat tortilla. They're soft and pliable, easily foldable. Similar texture so far. So we'll cut these in half and toast one half to compare with the untoasted half. Okay, this is very different now. It has shrunk, losing some moisture, but it is quite hard and crispy at this point. Without even trying to fold it, it already splits and cracks. Almost cracker-like at this point, where the untoasted version tears quite nicely. The toasted version essentially just breaks off, even more so than the whole wheat tortilla. All right, tasting time. There's something off here. There's kind of a bitter, maybe metallic aftertaste that comes in. Yeah, no sweetness at all. Mainly a bitter aftertaste that's not so pleasant. Maybe the toasted version will be a little bit better. So you can hear the crunch. It's definitely very crunchy. The taste is a little bit better, but with the toastiness, it's more of a burnt flavor than a nicely kind of caramelized flavor. And that bitterness is still there. There's some of that still left. So overall, not a huge fan of this version. And so you can get a sense of the texture. It basically crumbles, so almost to a powder-like consistency. Not the best mouthfeel for a tortilla. Here we can compare all versions side by side. So that's the plain flour tortilla, the toasted flour tortilla, and then we have the whole wheat tortilla, and then the toasted version of the whole wheat tortilla. And lastly, we have the plant-based tortilla from the package, and then the toasted version of the plant-based tortilla. So we can compare the difference of the pliability of the tortillas. The flour tortilla and even the toasted flour tortilla are quite soft. The wheat tortilla is quite soft as is, but once toasted, it's a bit more brittle. See how it cracks in the middle and breaks apart. The plant-based tortilla out of the package is okay, pretty soft, although it seems to tear open in layers, so not sure what's going on. It kind of breaks open from the middle there into separate layers. And then once toasted, it basically crumbles. It's pretty hard and brittle. And as a final taste test, we rarely eat tortillas plain, so I'm going to try the tortillas with dipping it in some guacamole. And these are single packets of guacamole that I have. You can check out a different video on keto snack hauls. So just dipping the guacamole with the plain flour tortilla. So you taste the guacamole. The flour tortilla itself doesn't have much taste. Similar with the toasted flour tortilla, there's a little bit more toastiness, but overall it grabs the guacamole quite well. Now with the wheat tortilla as well, it can grab the guacamole nicely for a dip. You do get a hint of that wheat flavor as you would get from like a whole wheat bread, but overall it still works quite nicely with guacamole. Toasted as well, works just as nicely. It's probably more like a chip at this point because it is harder. Now with a plant-based protein tortilla, it can grab the guacamole quite well. However, that aftertaste does come through a little bit of that metallic aftertaste. And then lastly, I think for the toasted version of the plant-based, it does crumble it's a little hard to grab the guacamole without it crumbling. And I mean, you're getting a lot of toasty flavor, but more of a crumbly texture in the mouth. So final thoughts, the flour tortilla is just like a regular flour tortilla. Works great, low carb, although it has 1 net gram of carb higher than the whole wheat tortilla. This would be perfect for a soft shell taco or a small wrap. The whole wheat tortilla is a pretty good replacement, but you must kind of be okay with that whole wheat flavor. You do get a larger tortilla that would be perfect for a burrito or a larger wrap. Add only 3 grams of net carbs per tortilla. This is the lower carb option. The protein one, at this point I would not recommend. While it does provide 2 grams more net protein than the carb balance whole wheat version, but I prefer to get my protein from elsewhere like meat or eggs. So there you have it. That's my review of the 3 different low carb tortillas that I was able to find in my local grocery store. Let me know what you think. If there are other options out there that are better, please leave them in the comments below. That's it for another review video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a great day.